Oh, it's late in the day, Friday. Everybody's gone home from work. I usually come down in the evening and water the greenhouses. And today I'm putting some water on the, this block here seems to be getting a little bit of sunburn. And we switched the irrigation on this one. So I thought, well, let me give it a little bit more water going into a little bit of a warming trend. So we're always playing with things. But I thought I would once again ramble a little bit about farming. This is Rainbow, California. And, well, this is a row of queens. This is a new variety, and I didn't have really a row of queens here, so I grew it from my other ranches. So I thought, well, I've got to get a row, but these rows fell. They looked like that last year, but they fell. This old trellis system, which we've redesigned now, we put more supports between the posts, the metal posts, the T-posts. See the orange post down the row there? Those are all metal T-posts. So we put a cross support system. We actually put a solid rod on the top, which is different from the other rows that have a wire support system. Can you see that it's sagging there? Well, anyway, again, to ramble, all these rows fell. That's why these are relatively new. So we cleared them out and put the debris right there. See that? We pushed it over into the ravine with the tractor, and there's some of the metal posts that collapsed. You can see they were well concreted in the ground, but they just collapsed to the weight. A couple of rows here, I'm off topic, but a couple of rows here, we actually pulled back up. We tried something, we kind of like macheted the tops down. So this row right here looked like that row this time last year. But we macheted the top, reconstructed the trellis system, and then brought the older plants back up. We just wanted to see if we could do it. It was a lot of work. The whole thing's a lot of work if your trellis falls. Anyway, so what I was about to tell you about my farming here, I've been here 25 years, not at this ranch, but in this area. I used to farm avocados. Beyond those water tanks is a mountain called Mount Montserrat. And I don't have a clear view, but if you look very, very carefully on the left-hand side of those water tanks, in the distance are the remnants of avocado trees. Well, that's what I used to farm. And we were up there growing one of my varieties called Lamb Hass, and we grafted all the Fuerte and Hass avocados to the Lamb Hass avocado. So that's the last 25 years here. And now, as I'm getting older, the technology is advanced, and so we're using YouTube and Facebook to share our information. Before, I used to be a very avid member of the California Rare Fruit Growers, and I'd go to meetings and talk to groups there. So here we've got the drip irrigation. This one is in the row. Now, I move away from this after the plants get established. I'm surprised that this one's still operating like that. Normally, I move that. I can't keep track of what I've done and what I haven't done anymore. So I can see here that this block still is operating under the old single line down the middle. The problem with that is that if a gopher finds it, he's protected by that canopy and he can just go from one plant to the next because the ground is always soft because of the irrigation. So he'll just move right down the row and then into the pot, because the pot has actually been cut, the bottom has been cut off the pot. And we did place a mesh, a wire mesh screen when we planted, but that's since rotted out now, rusted out. So, what I had intended to talk about, and should wrap this up, is that this irrigation water is well water. And I was going to show you the well and talk about the well just for shucks. I was just going to ramble about stuff, and that's one of the things that is kind of fascinating about farming in Southern California is the water issue. And the nice thing about dragon fruit is they take so much less water than, say, avocado or citrus or lettuce. But I only grow fruit crops. So let me click it here and we'll go to the well. I'm on my way to the well. It's not very far from where we were, but I kind of wanted to show you a few things. This is cherimoya here. I have a few cherimoya. I like it so much, and I didn't want to take them out and put dragon fruit. That's a giant oak tree there. I feel like the protector of that oak tree. It's the only one left. There were some real giants here in one time. So, yeah, that's that. I was trying to think of something to say about it. It's just that I just marvel at that oak tree. This is persimmons. These two Fuyu persimmons, well, citrus coming into persimmons, but these two Fuyu produce so heavily for me every year, and I think it's because they get just as much water as the avocados behind them, which struggle here at this ranch because our water is so salty. But these persimmons love it. I think if I had another life to live, I could make persimmons work. This is a mango tree. It was a seedling. We just have grafted it to a selection my neighbor has, which was also a seedling. But when I first came here and I saw this mango growing, I said, that's it. If mangoes can grow in this climate, my dragon fruit can grow. So exciting. I only had one graft stick when I grafted here. I say I only had one. Now I'm seeing there was a second one there, but it was a weak one. It didn't take, but the one did take right there. And that one didn't take. But I'll have some more cyanwood next year, and we'll graft the rest of this tree. Sorry about that. Okay. All right, let me get to the well. Still on my way to the well. This is the opal. It's actually a huge, sweet pink I'll show it when it ripens later. Somebody asked about me talking about different varieties of dragon fruit. This requires hand pollination. Let me see. Wait a minute. And its skin is a little thin, probably too thin to transport. But it's deliciously sweet, probably Brixing 2021. Yikes, my neighbor caught me. All right, so check this out. So we got a hole in the ground. Big drilling rig came here and just drills a hole in the ground. In this case, like 800 feet. And this top shaft right here that we see. Let's see if I can kick it. See that part? Yeah, that's the casing. And the casing typically goes down 20 or 40 feet, and that prevents anything that, like water or contaminants from the surface, there's a concrete slab around it there, from seeping in to the well. So it's sort of an environmental protection. And so I'll just move on here. So the well's on, comes in here. This is indicating that I'm getting about close to 20 gallons a minute, but that's because the water table's high right now. Okay, so anyway, so it's going in there, goes underground over to my storage tank. So this is a 10,000 gallon storage tank, and I just got it set up here so that the water comes in to the tank right there. Can't go that way, I've got the valve closed, so it goes this way, and then let's see, where did I lose it? No, there it goes, up there and into the top of that tank right there. So the water is coming into that tank, and then while that's all happening, I'm irrigating. You saw it. So we've opened the valve here at the bottom of the tank, and it's boosted by this little simple bladder tank here, back into a line at the top there. You see it goes down, and it then goes, it's a different line than that line going into the tank. This one goes back down into the main, and this is just an air well, it's a breather is what it is. I forget the name right now, but so anyway, so then that goes over to my main line, which is underground there, and then back over to where we were, way over there somewhere below that, beyond that palm tree. That's where we were. Okay, so any questions, feel free to ask, and we'll talk about farming again another time.